All right, man, I got my man Derek Collinsworth with Collinsworth Boxing Official. Check him out on Instagram. Abdullah, I've been knowing him for a long time. He's actually one of the people that inspired me to respect boxing as an art. And from that, he's one thing I got to say about him. He loves this. He comes from generations of boxers, hailing from New Orleans, man.
Yes.
Just boxing has really inspired me to respect it as an art, not just something you just throw your hands, but it's a whole art form. So finally got up with him, man. Ran to one of my mentors here as well, mashallah. Don over here at MA1 Studios. And I just, I texted him in the morning and he said, Derek's coming through. I said, man, let me kill two birds with one stone, man. Two mentors in one room. It's a lot of knowledge. But I got a couple of questions, man, for these young men out here. For those that, they get bullied, they get pushed, they don't know what to do, or they try to fight back and they swing in a way that could, cause a lot of exhaustion, and then they just getting, beat up themselves, man. What's some primary advice you give for that young man that really wants to know how to defend himself and even increase his self-esteem, so on and so forth?
I tell you, one surefire way I know that ensures self-esteem in young people is the ability to depend on themselves. And what happens is we get a lot of young men who are willing and just don't know how. You don't have to become a competitive fighter to learn how to defend yourself. But you teach a young man how to defend himself, and he's confident that he can rely on himself in those situations. So there's a lot of times, man, parents come into the gym and they want to, they come for no reason but my kid's getting picked on, or my kid's not comfortable, he's inside himself. I was hoping boxing, and my thing is, listen, he may never be a fighter, but I could definitely teach him how to throw a punch correctly if someone is picking on his sisters, his mothers. A lot of young men's got to defend their mothers today, sadly. But the whole angle to my thing with those guys is to get them to realize they can depend on themselves. Once you do that, the sky's the limit with any young man, young woman too.
Yeah. So with punching, what are three primary tips you give the average? Like I got my 7-year-old here. You showed him some stuff that I was trying to teach him for years. You showed him something like 2 minutes, man.
I've been doing it a little while.
Yeah, man. What are some three primary tips you give to those young men and young women out there when it comes to, wanting to defend themselves and put power behind it towards an impact?
Well, there's a few rules that whether I'm showing them how to punch or not, I can give them that if they utilize, it's almost by accident they'll punch right. One of those things are just like math. The shortest distance between A and B is a straight line. Your punches should always go from where your hands are set to the target. A lot of people don't understand, so they add travel, they add resistance by reaching back to throw a shot. When actually, as long as I throw my punches correctly in a straight line and turn it over, that's gonna be more impactful because it's coming off my frame and straight to you. And what a lot of people don't understand is when they hear fighters say, "Hit me with something I didn't see." Sometimes you just don't see it, but a lot of times if I'm looking straight in this camera and I don't add any scale to my punch, meaning straight, if I don't add any distance to travel, you can't see it. If you and I are sitting here, I can do this and you can move. But if I do this, you can't see where it's coming from because there's no scale. If you remember Jaws when we was growing up, and the guy told him, "Go at the end of the boat," and he said, "For what?" He said, "I want to see how big the shark is," because he's taking a side view. With the man in the picture, you can see, okay, it's 15 feet.
Yeah.
Well, if I throw this punch from a weird angle, you can see it travel. But if I throw it straight, you have no scale. You won't see it till it hits you in the mouth. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing is, and I teach my fighters, competitive, amateur, or somebody I'm just training to defend themselves. It's more important to bring your hands back faster than you throw.
It's more important to bring your hands back faster than you throw them.
Absolutely.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because defensively, even if he shoots that punch at the same time, and we travel, when I get the hand back, it's defense. So it doesn't matter what punch, get it back faster than you threw it. Because a lot of times, another thing people don't understand is it's more important when you punch than how you punch. A lot of guys think guys are super fast. Well, really, no, he's punching you when you ain't prepared.
Wow.
Even thinking you prepared, but you're not. So these are things that you learn through years of.
Who can they look at from the greats that are good exemplaries of this? Like the last one you said, that knows how to choose when to punch in the right time doesn't necessarily mean that they're the quickest, right?
There's a guy, he's retired now, but there's a guy who I would tell anybody to watch, a particular fight too. But there's a guy, and it's perfect for guys because he wasn't no star-studded fighter. He lost his first fight. His very first professional fight, he lost it, and he became an all-time great, multiple world champion, the undisputed middleweight champion, Bernard Hopkins, a Muslim brother. There's a lot of things we say in fighting, and we say guys are either athletic greats or pugilist greats. The science is what makes them great, or the athleticism makes it great. And I would say for me, Bernard Hopkins was probably one of the comparable scientific greats ever. And if you watch when he fought Tito Trinidad, a lot of people ain't gonna remember, but Tito Trinidad was a top dog, knocking everybody out. And people wasn't aware of Bernard, even though he was middleweight champion of the world for 10 years, but popular. He wasn't a marquee name. And I remember sitting there and telling everyone, this is gonna be bad. And guys were saying, you crazy, man. Tito knocks. I said, listen, man, all them flaws, Tito standing up on his back foot and leaning forward and getting hit clean, all that's gonna come to play. And if you could watch Bernard actually box, then bite down, then beat him up, and then stop him. His dad jumps in the ring and saves him. But if you want to learn how to correctly throw punches, start looking for range, watch his feet, watch when he punches, more so than how he punches. Watch when he punches, and watch for Trinidad to see if he was ready, even though they standing right there.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, man. So you could do a lot worse than watching Bernard Hopkins, man, from a scientific point of view. Yes. Not you want to be impressed by speed, watch Muhammad Ali. You want to watch a boxer, watch Bernard Hopkins.
Okay. Man, I appreciate the advice, man, for all these young men and women out there that really want to just know the basics and some key points that you mentioned. It's severe, and he loves the art of boxing. I mean, even when he was teaching my son, I was learning a lot, man. That's a lot. He loves it, and I always like to be around people that love what they do because you will see it just come out, and it goes beyond just the theory. It's something that they love doing, and it's from the heart. So again, much love to you, man, and I plan to come down and check you out at your gym, man. Collingsworth Boxing Official. And also, what other podcasts you have coming out? Any podcasts you doing?
Every Saturday morning, just about every Saturday morning, we do soapboxing podcasts on YouTube. It's on Instagram too, but we also commentate the local fights, and we got some big things coming up as far as commentary. We'll be going live from the YouTube page, but I talk to definitely all the Houston fighters, and sometimes we get world champions, Clarissa Shields, Regis Prograis, all kind of good fighters, man. They come on the show, and we just a small little show, man, but we get a lot of love, man. I think it's because I'm an insider, so they do me a favor.
No, you definitely is long overdue, man. I'm waiting to see you on ESPN over there, man, with doing it all at worldwide level, man. But again, Jazakallah Khair award you for your time and for your expertise, and I just love listening to you on podcast, man. Definitely, and on your platform, because you could tell that you love it, man, and it's something that you've been doing for a long time. When I forward it to my friends, they're like, "Man, who's this dude, man? He knows what he's talking about." I didn't tell you that, but I'll tell you that now, man. But again, tune into him, man. Learn a little something. And if you're interested in this, definitely he's in Houston, Texas. Got his gym in Houston, Texas. We're at MA1 Studio here in Houston, Texas. And this is just the beginning of doing some big things. And stay tuned. Within the next year, there's going to be something big here in Houston, inshallah. God willing. God bless you. Stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.